Oh, wait. Good afternoon. I certainly hope and pray that all is well. Okay, I'm gonna do a reading real quick. Now, like I stated before, I don't really do celebrity readings. Okay, I did one on Steve Harvey because I had a vision of him. I did another one, but I didn't name the person. Okay, and now I'm gonna do one on Lil Wayne. Why? Because I had a dream about him last night. Now I swear I don't know anything. People don't be believe me when I be telling them I don't be knowing about this shit. you know, you know. No, I don't. Okay, I don't know much about him at all. Okay, I couldn't tell you any of his rap stuff. I'm sure I've heard it before, probably worked out to it, but didn't know who it was. Okay. Only thing I know is that he wasn't he in that song as old Destiny's Child Soldier. I think he was one of the rappers in that. That's the only thing that I know, consciously know. Okay. Now the dream. I don't want to make it no long drawn out thing. I'll just tell you like basically what it was. It was a party, okay, in my grandmother's house. I talk about my grandmother's house, okay? And I know it didn't look like what it actually looked like, okay, the house, but I knew it was in my grandmother's house, and it was a party, and I don't even know. I don't think that I invited them, okay? Well, I don't. It wasn't like a party that I had that I hosted, okay, but it ended up being in my home, which was my grandmother's house, okay. Some people want to engage in it was a lot of people there, okay. Some people want to engage in sexual activity, so they went upstairs on third floor, and I followed, and to make sure they wasn't gonna tear up nothing up there. And when I followed up there, um, that's where the party moved. Everybody moved upstairs to third floor. That third floor in that dream had a whole bunch of rooms, okay, like in real life the house only had two rooms, the third floor, but in that dream it was room after room after room after room. And I was the only person who knew all the rooms, where all the rooms were, okay. So I was going in all the rooms, checking everything out, making sure that people were not destroying her home, okay. Even though even in dream, yeah, she was still deceased like she is, okay. Anyway, so he was there at the party, okay. I want to say people like him, but what I mean is like I would gather, like, I don't know this person, I don't know anything about him. Uh, People that would be in his that I would imagine that he would associate with. Okay, and it's not a commentary on what kind of people they were. Like, I'm not judging them or anything. Just what I would think would be his crew. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of people, a lot of people. Okay, it was fun. It was a fun party, but I was so busy trying to make sure that folks wasn't tearing up my house. Okay, it was a beautiful house too. Although, like I said, I knew it was my grandma's house, but it was a beautiful house. Okay, it was brown. Okay, now what I did do just now, right before I came on, I got on Wikipedia to see what I can find out about him. Again, I don't know anything about him. Okay, so I'm just gonna read. Y'all probably like who watch and probably are familiar with this person. But I'm like not like that. I just know that he's a rapper. Okay, and that he's been around for a long time. I remember like the baby. I think that's what they called him. He has an association with him. Okay, but anyway, Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., known professionally as Little Wayne, is that's interesting. I didn't know his last name was Carter. I wonder is he related to Jay-Z? Okay. But anyway, known professionally as Little Wayne, is a New Orleans-based rapper, record executive, and entrepreneur. I've only been to New Orleans once. His poetic lyrics, creative metaphors, and layered meanings have captivated audience. Wayne has collaborated with artists like Drake, Eminem, Jay-Z, and Destiny's Child. I know these names, okay? Some more than others. Some I know their music, some I don't. Really like that. He's won multiple Grammys, including Best Album for The Carter the Third and Best Rap Song for Lollipop. I don't know what that song is, okay? But maybe if I heard it, I'd be like, oh, okay, I've heard that before. Okay, born September 27, 1982, so he's 43. That would make him a Libra. Again, New Orleans, Louisiana, spouse Toya Johnson. I don't know who that is, but that says from 2024 to 2026. It shows his children, his parents, education, University of Houston, University of Phoenix, 5'5". They got nicknames here. Okay. Okay, whatever. Okay. Those are just the quick facts. All right. It says here that he's known professionally. Okay, of course, it's Lil Wayne. American rapper, often regarded as one of the most influential hip hop artists of his generation, as well as one of the greatest rappers of all time. So I'm definitely sure I've heard his stuff, but just probably did like when the gym I talked about when I started going there, I was like, oh my God. When I first went, I was like, I don't want to hear all this, the rap music. I didn't want to hear it. But working out and everything, especially that step class, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, everything has its fucking place, okay? But anyway, but it's not any kind of music that I just listen to on a regular basis, okay? Or at all, really. Okay. He's often, okay, I said all that. Said where he was raised. He was discovered by hometown rapper Birdman. Okay, that's it. Okay. In 1993, signed with his record label Cash Money Records. Of course, I've heard of it before. Okay. At the age of 11, I knew, had heard that he had, wow, 5'5". He had been in the industry, I guess, when he was young, I had heard that. I heard some controversial shit too, but moving on. He emerged as the label's flagship artist until his departure in 2018. Okay. So I don't know anything about who he signed with. He's founder of Young Money Entertainment, co-founder of Truck Fit, I guess, clothing. I don't know. Talk about his spouse partners. Nevaeh, have heard that name before. Someone Denise Bitto. I haven't heard that name before. 4 children. I've heard about at least one of his daughters. Seen pictures. Genre: Southern hip hop, gangster rap, bounce, trap, pop rap. Okay, etc. etc. One thing about him, I mean, my own personal opinion. Okay, I did used to think that he looked kind of strange. I thought he looked, crazy. Okay, but I always really liked his smile. Okay. I'm just not put down. I'm just telling you what I thought. I'm not going to read all of this. Okay. Early life career, legacy, because I'm thinking most people watching are familiar. Okay. Controversy, feuds. Legal issues. I don't know anything about any of that shit. Okay. I couldn't tell you. Okay. So I'm saying that to say when I do this, I'm doing this reading only because I had a dream. He was in my home, my grandmother's home in the dream. Okay. Don't know anything about him. Okay, so this is not a reading about this is what happened with the controversy when I don't know, okay, I don't care about that kind of, those particular events. Okay, but he was most definitely there, and in the dream, and when I say it wasn't like a glimpse, like I just saw him when I went in one of the rooms for a hot second. No, like I saw him throughout most of the dream. Okay. Wasn't doing anything bad, wasn't doing anything terrible. I do remember him at one point kind of laid out, on the floor, with his hand back there looking up, talking and whatnot. Like he was chilling, you know what I'm saying? But again, I was going from room to room like, don't mess up my grandmother's house. That was my thought. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so let's see what we could get here, okay? Because I just think it's interesting. All right, and no, I'm not... This is not about me becoming no celebrity tarot reader, okay? But I don't care who it is. Whoever I see in my dreams, okay? Or have visions of, like I had when I did the reading about Steve Harvey, that wasn't a dream. It was a vision I had of him, okay? I don't care who it is. If I recognize the face, I'm going to do a reading on it. And I don't all the time. Like when I was doing those blackout readings, sometimes I did. And I wanted to try to do it all the time, but it happens too much, you know what I'm saying? So then sometimes I'd be like, well, whatever. But with this, I was like, wow, this is so interesting. Let me see what this is all about. But I do, like I said, I always thought he was kind of strange, looking funny, looking everything. But one thing I do love is when I do look in his face, I was like, I really like his smile. I don't know, his smile just to me looks like it's such a joyous smile. I'm not speaking on his person. You know what I'm saying? About how he feels about himself or if he's happy in life or whatever. I don't know, But his smile always looks like really like joy, like joyous, and I really like his smile. All right. So let me see now. I'm going to be reading from The Necronomicon, okay? Because the Necronomicon, because to me, oh, I had upside down. Is that right? Yeah. Necronomicon deck. Okay, I have not read this book. I did have the book, The Necronomicon, before I went to New York, but that was something that I gave away before I left. Okay. Um, you know, when I got the book, I was kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. You know what I'm saying? So I got the book. I just kind of thumbed through it, but I never read any of it. But the energy that I see on him, again, it's not. I'm not. I'm not judging him. I'm not talking negatively about him when I say that, but it puts me in the mind of this. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to do 2 more butterfly shuffles. Here, let me turn my TV down. Okay. And let's just see what we get out of it. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a 3-way split. Okay, and I'm just hearing 1 shuffle. Okay. All right. Bring it up a little bit. Okay. I'm not doing a spread. Okay, I'm letting them fall out. Okay, we have the 4 of torches. Wow. First thing I heard was looking for something. Okay, like I feel like he's looking for something or has been looking for something. I'm hearing like he's on the hunt. This man is on the hunt, but it's almost like it's not like I'm not feeling a negative, like on the hunt to hurt someone or anything. I just heard the word cash money. So maybe he is looking. Whoa, he might be looking for new talent, new artists. Okay, I'm hearing something about someone to fill the void. Okay, I need new work, new artistry. Okay, someone to come in and fill this space. I don't know what the space is. Okay, or the void is. Okay, we need new work. Okay, new people, new minds, new hearts, souls. Okay, someone that can do something different, someone that can speak here different, out loud, free of any inhibitions. Okay, who's going to be, you know, free with their work. Okay, and now I feel like what I'm hearing is not someone that's in a box who feels like it's got to be this way, it's got to be that way in order for, you know, whoever they present their work to be pleased by it. Okay, no, we want something new, fresh, independent. They might be looking at independent artists. Okay, knowledge here. Okay, I feel like someone with a sense of knowledge of self, who understands who they are, but who understands their work. Okay, it's not an age thing here. Okay, someone who understands their work. Again, someone who's willing to let go, be with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Someone who's willing to let go and be free. Okay, and not be bound. Again, no inhibitions, just work. Okay, just free. They don't mind if they look goofy or if they look silly. They're not worried about that. This is, I feel like, someone that they might be, they, him, whoever. Okay, or maybe this is, I don't know, does he run a record label company? Did I just read that? Okay, or something like that. Or maybe people who work with execs, something along those lines. Okay, people like that. Okay, here we have with the King of Beakers upright. Okay, oh, this man. I don't know. He may be, I feel like this man here, Lil Wayne, I'm talking about. It's colorful. Okay. Look at what's coming from the mind here of this man. Okay. A whole world that he wants to create. That's in his mind. Different planets, solar systems, whatever, a whole fucking new world, new realm, just in his mind alone. That's how this man is, Lil Wayne. Okay, I feel like, it's like See here next to it, this is what I'm feeling. Okay. See this here. This is looks like cities, like skies, like a city, like skyscrapers and buildings and stuff like that. Like that's already been done. That's been done and set to the side. He wants something new, but he's got a vision. He's got something in his mind that he sees. Okay, but can anybody work it? Okay. Again, I feel that's why I picked this deck, the Necronomicon. This is him. This is his energy. It's different. See, people may look at him like I was looking at him at one point, like, wow, he looked kind of strange. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But this is who he is. Okay. He's different. Okay, he's not, I'm hearing the same, okay, or the same person. His wow, I just heard his thoughts are wild, like out there. Okay, people might look at it as strange. Now I don't know anything about his music. Okay, all I know is that one song, Soldier, and goddamn, how old is that? Okay, something about the baby, please say the baby. In the song. Okay, that's all I know. Okay, off the top of my head. So what I'm saying is not based off of my knowledge of him and his work, because I don't have it. Okay. Now, if I played something when I got off here, I might be like, oh, I done heard that before. Okay, I know who that was. Okay. But so what I'm about to say, this is just my thought. Okay, from where I sit here with the little bit of knowledge of him I have, I feel like what he wants. Okay, so I look at this. You see this? I said it's a whole world here. It's not just in this man's mind. It's not just planets and whatever kind of system here, solar system or whatever kind of system. It's not just planets, but what kind of life on each planet. Okay, how many different kinds of lives and species and whatnot on each planet. Okay, what do the people live by on each planet? Here with water and air, so on and so forth. What has this man created in his mind for the specifics of each planet? You understand what I'm saying? The kind of species, the kind of living beings, okay, on each planet. Is a water-based planet, is a dry-based planet, or this based planet, or that based planet, okay? And how many different life forms, okay, on each planet. And those life forms, what are their are they people of color? What do they look like? What do the insects look like? What do the animals look like? Will there be animals? Will there be insects? So on and so forth. And then what is their culture? What is their language? What is their blah 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 blah? The specifics of each. You know how long that could possibly take for a person to put together. I'm here and master. But I feel like this man here thinks like that. I feel like he even writes like that. Now, I'm not saying the rap music that's out there because I don't know it. Okay. He's an artist. So he may have a whole nother genre of art that the world has not seen or knows anything about. Maybe only a few people know. Oh, he writes too. He writes short stories, or he writes whatever. Just like the Marvel universe, it's a whole fucking universe. And how many universes in the universe of the Marvel, and the whole Marvel comic series. Okay. It's like endless. It's like that's this man's mind, man. This man, I feel like is someone here who is too limited. He lives in a limited world, in a limited universe. Okay, because we're unlimited beings, but we live in limitations. But also, he's a black man, he's a rap artist, so people have these ideas of what you should be and shouldn't be, and what you should talk about and what you shouldn't talk about. Like, for example, the Andre 3000, when he came out with his flute album, and people's like, you ain't rapping this, that, and other. He broke out of that show because that's not what he wanted to do for whatever reason. But but people criticize him for that. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. But this man is I want to say brilliant, but it's beyond brilliance. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, it's almost like his brilliance is unmatched. But I'm not quite sure that people have really know. This is. My reading could be wrong. Okay, shit. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm feeling. Okay, but this is what I'm feeling like. His brilliance is unmatched. Okay, I feel like there are people who really do not know the levels that he can go to. Okay, in regards of his work, in regards of his artistry. Okay, it's too much. Okay, there are some people that people can't. Their energy and whatnot is so high, is so deep, okay, that people can't handle the energy. Like I've had people say that to me, like, you're too much, I can't have, I like you, but goddamn, you're just a ball of energy. You understand what I'm saying? They can't handle it. So people sometimes feel like they have to pull back. You understand what I'm saying? Or be in their own world, in their own space and share this with themselves. But it'd be so powerful and so fucking rich. You want to share it with everyone, okay? But you don't feel like you can because people won't understand it. Especially, when we live in a space and place of people who, beings who are just so, they just in a box, goddamn. You understand what I'm saying? But he isn't, okay? And I feel like he seeks to release himself from that, okay, with this work. This is what he's looking for. He wants to create a whole, it might even be a whole realm, a whole nother genre if he could, a whole nother genre of music or creativity, of artistry if he could. But he needs people to back him up and support him. But he needs the artists. He's not the only one. And he recognizes and realizes that I'm not the only here. But I need like minds. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. See with this imagination in the reverse. I feel like he's been forced. There are other people out there like that, like I said, who feel like they have been forced into, be very limited with their imagination and cut off their imagination because that don't sell. People don't want to see that. People don't want to hear that. What's that all about? A little black man from New Orleans. What is that shit? You understand what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying that that would be what others may say to him, maybe as executives or other artists or whatever the case may be. Okay, but he wants to transform that shit. Okay, like we can do this here. Okay, this new world and realm people are talking about, don't be surprised. Okay, this new earth and whatnot. Okay, whenever that's supposed to be, if that's even real. Okay, if it is, okay, don't be surprised. All right, if there are other forms and genres of music and art that we've never seen before. Okay, well, shit ain't nothing new under the sun. Okay, but maybe have not been seen in whatever, however fucking long. All right, let's continue on here. Okay. Wow. I mean, I feel like somebody out there really loves him. And when I say somebody out there, I mean like God, or something, because I just heard this man is a masterpiece. Okay. I feel like people don't really understand him. They don't really know him. People may think they know him. Even people close to him may think they know him. Okay, but they don't understand him. They don't truly know him. They don't truly know his heart, his being, okay, his mindset. That's that smile that I see. That's like, it's an internal something that comes through in his smile. It's a beautiful, bright smile, okay? It's almost mischievous like a little boy. You know what I'm saying? All right, okay. Here we have the Nine of Pentacles. Now, it came out kind of fugly, okay? It came out like this, and as it was falling, it turned over like this, okay, in between my legs. So I'm gonna set it to the side for right now. All right. This man's mind is something that cannot be measured in books. Everything is not written down. Okay, I would, yeah. Okay, it can't be measured in books. Here, I feel like there might even be people around who are kind of cautious of him. They might be scared of him. And I don't mean like thinking that he's going to hurt them, physically hurt them and harm them and all this kind of thing. I'm talking about his mind. Okay. And when I say that, I don't even mean like his friends, buddies, people, that type of thing. I'm talking about people like, okay, who might be, it may be like scientists. You understand? I don't know if he's being watched or has been watched and studied. Okay, maybe like scientists, people like that. Okay, all right, who are see, people like that. The people may be fearful of that kind of mind. And if they are ever put in the hands of people like, like I said, scientists, psychologists, so on and so forth, they fear these people, and they tell them, okay, you got this kind of mental illness and mental problem, whatever, and they give them pills to try to pull their energy down. Okay, make them zombified. Okay, regulate them the way they want them to be regulated. Okay, so they just don't go free. It's like I'm looking at this video right now, and it's just darkness in a tunnel and then a ball of light. Like this is what I'm seeing with this man's energy here. That's that smile that comes through. He's like a ball of light right here in the center of his being. I mean, if he would have ever watched this, I don't know, he maybe look at it and be like, for real, I'm on that. But you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay, but anyway, here we got the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse. So let's look at, we got Nine of Pentacles kind of upright. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, I feel like with this Nine of Pentacles upright, okay, but first it came out like this, okay, but then as I said, like it was falling out the deck, and then it landed upright. And here we have the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse. Let's take a look here. Okay, I feel like he now they say he's one of the greatest rappers or whatever of all time, from what I just read in Wikipedia, right? Okay, but at the same time, I feel like that's only touching the surface of what's in him, okay, of who he is and the possibilities of his greatness. Okay, renowned, of course, he already is, okay, but more prosperous than that, even not by this world standards and the world's limitations and the powers that be in the matrixy prison system. Okay, renowned in that, but so much more, so much further beyond that. Okay, let me see something here. This is so interesting, this Ten of Pentacles. Okay, it was like this, but I'm looking at it, it reminds me like of the dream I had last night. It was my grandmother's house. Well, this is an old house, a grandmother, an old person, in all the rooms upstairs. That's just what it was like. I went upstairs as they all went upstairs, and I went upstairs, and it was so many rooms, and I was following them. I was the only person who knew all the rooms, so I kept going in all the rooms trying to make sure that, you know, they kept things in order. This Ten of Pentacles card, according to this book in the Necronomicon, it speaks, I believe it speaks about ancestors. Let me look real quick. Okay. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. I don't know why I thought that. That might be another deck. Okay, reverse. Although your material situation may not feel as stable as you would like, you may be closer than you realize to reaching equilibrium. I don't feel like this has anything to do with money as far as this man is concerned, okay? I feel like this man has enough money, okay? It's not about money, but it is about something about stability or possibly the equilibrium, okay? A forced change is what I'm hearing. I feel like of him being allowed in some way, shape, or form to let out his artistry, okay? To the forefront, I'm hearing mastery. Okay, like I said, didn't I say something about he's a master of something or other? I don't remember exactly what was said. Okay, it's just, yeah, there it is. So many rooms, so many things within him. Here, once again, this in his mind, all this whole world coming from his mind, but him being placed in a space of limitation, not being allowed to go into all of them and bring out every aspect. Okay, bring it on out. The list was like this. Okay, he's only been, and when it came out like that, there has been some growth, but not much. He has not been allowed to really go into the depths of himself and bring out his true mastery, his true artistry, but there has been some growth. Obviously, we know that. Now, for him to be the greatest or whatever it said, okay, whatever he's been, let me look at it again, because what did it say? Often regarded as one of the most influential hip-hop artists of his generation, as well as one of the greatest rappers of all time, okay? One of the most influential of his time. One of the greatest rappers of all time. Look at that. That's not a lot of growth, is it? That's this space that we live in, this prison space that we live in. So in this prison space that we live in, this is as far as they want you to go. And then we call it the greatest of all time. But he could go so much further than that. Okay, this man has a wealth, I feel like, a deep knowledge. And I feel I'm also hearing deep knowledge of self. Okay, this man is clear and aware of himself. Okay, while others may not be, he is. Okay, and I do feel like there might be people that don't like him for it, okay, but I'm also hearing he understands, okay, is well aware of himself, Okay, he has no issues, okay, about life, where he stands in life and who he is. This is what I'm hearing. It's also kind of like, if you don't like me, you know, that's your mistake. That's what I heard. Not if you don't like me, oh well, I don't care. No, that if you don't like me, that's your mistake. Okay, he loves himself. Okay, this thing, this searching, this looking, okay, and what's deep, the darkness back there in his soul and in his being. Okay, I know who it is. I know, you know, what it is what I'm hearing. If only others could know, if I could influence others to know the truth, not only of himself, but the kind of depth that is there, you know, that this new art that I could bring to the world, to the forefront. And I'm hearing, but they won't let me. Let's continue on here. Okay, we have the Six of Beakers in reverse. It's just a constant, wow, look at this. Look at him. Look at him. Page of Beakers. Upright. Let me stop right there. Beakers is cups in the Necronomicon. Okay. Is that about the nostalgia, the childhood? Okay. Something about erasure. Erase. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know if something was done, or if he has experienced some kind of, I don't know if it was done to him or if he did it to himself, some kind of erasing of the past, of his childhood or memories. Okay. Locked out, maybe things that were locked out. Okay. From his mind, not able to access certain things from his past. I feel like maybe his childhood. I'm even hearing things before that. See, I don't know where this man comes from. Okay. Like his past life here. But I feel like whatever that was, I don't know if this the art, the thing that's so deep within him, the art there that is within him, if it has something to do with his past or trying to find it. Okay, didn't I say at the beginning you're looking for something? Okay, let me see if I could. Damn, I just said it. Wait a minute, let me find the first card. Okay, he was looking for something here. Okay, here, then I just say looking in the darkness, okay, to the depths of his soul, something maybe about his past, okay, his childhood, maybe if something was erased. Like I said, there may be people that are afraid of him, like maybe scientists, okay, and these people do watch us and study us. Okay, I don't know, maybe people who work with the mind, psychologists or things like that. Okay, I'm not saying this man got a mental illness and all of that kind of thing. These people watch us. Okay, I don't know this man's life. Okay, but yet here he is. This is where his art comes from. This is going into the depths of his being, finding the depths, you know, again, like I said, here, the darkness, going within. Okay, determining here with the Six of the Torches to be victorious, okay, in his life and in his being. And here it is, shit. Look at how that shit comes into him, that lightning, and he's writing alone. I can picture this man spending a lot of time by himself. He doesn't need a lot around him, okay? I'm hearing he doesn't want it. I'm fine, okay, in my being. Okay, I'm seeing some things here as I lay down the cards, but I'm going to see if they pop out. Let me go through this first. Okay. Wow. See, there it is. Manipulate. Didn't I tell you? Manipulation. Scientists, psychologists, whatever, psychiatrists, whatever, these people, okay, who watch powers that be. Manipulation. You can only do but so much. Here's your work that you set on my table. I'm going to rewrite some shit. For example, just a thought. Understand what I'm saying. Follow me. Okay. It won't be set out there to the world in the way that you brought it to me to set it out to the world. Manipulation. Okay. You can only go but so far and say so much and do so much. Okay. I'm hearing this man's work is phenomenal. I feel like if this is right, okay, if what I'm saying is right here and I'm understanding this correctly, I don't even think that people have really heard his work for real, for real. Okay, here we have the Ten of Beakers in reverse. Mm. He knows that he doesn't have, is what I'm hearing, okay, a friend in the game. Okay, this industry here, that people talk about the industry. He knows that. Okay. He knows they work on, I'm hearing his plight, demise. I'm not saying I want to destroy this man, but more like his work. You won't allow me to share my work, to show the world my work, okay, my true artistry, my true work, okay. And it's like, no, we won't. This is all we will allow, and you know that, and you understand that, okay. And that's the spirit of it, like what's being said to him. And it's like, be thankful and grateful for what you have and what we've allowed you to do. Okay. Let's continue on here. I'm just gonna pull a little bit more and see what we get. Okay. This is amazing for me because years ago when I would see him, I just saw pictures of him. I was judgmental of him. I ain't gonna lie. I would look at him. I was like, he looked funny. Something wrong with him. He looked like he possessed. He looked like a demon. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did. All right. Um. Okay. So it's interesting. I'm not saying I feel that way about him now. You know what I'm saying? I did at one point, but it's like, I get on here and talk about people. I talk about myself too. Shit. Nick, you don't even know nothing about the man or his work, okay? People have looked at you and said the same shit. See all that shit motherfuckers be doing now with the nose ring and the bald head, the torn up clothes. I did that years ago when motherfuckers wasn't doing that shit and they wasn't selling that shit in stores, and motherfuckers was looking at me like the bitch is crazy. She's a witch. I got caught all that shit. The bitch is crazy. She's a witch. She's a demon and all of this kind of stuff, okay? And now look, they selling the shit in the fucking stores, okay? I had one simple nose ring. Now people got their whole fucking face and body all pierced up, okay? All right, so yeah, okay. I went through the same thing that I did to him, okay, in my mind, okay? But this bit man is brilliant, I'm hearing, and I'm adding on just like me. All right, let's continue on here. All right, one shuffle, okay. All right, let's see what else we get. Man is powerful. He's got a lot of power. Like what I've been saying. I ain't saying power to, like spiritual. I'm powerful. I kill the world. And I'm not talking about, oh, honey. Okay. I feel like this with this sacrifice up right. I feel like he has sacrificed a lot of himself. Okay, just to get his work out there. Okay, to do what he's been, well, in a way, asked to do. Okay, or told to do. You're gonna do as we say do. Okay. Regardless of your work, okay? Regardless of how smart you are, etc., 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 okay? Let me keep going here. All right, there we go. Okay, this, I knew it was going to show up. This was one card that was sitting there that I didn't pop out. It was just sitting there when I split up the decks, okay? Madness. Wow, I do feel like, I'm not saying this about him. I feel like there's a lot of madness around him. Okay, it could be that industry shit people talk about. Okay, the industry. Okay, I feel like some people say, well, he's a part of it. I don't know. I don't know nothing about. I'm not making no commentary on any of that. I can't speak to any of that. Okay, like that Diddy shit and all of that kind of shit. All right. I feel like he might have been a part of some things at one point. I saw in the Wikipedia thing, controversies and all of that. I didn't look at it. All right. This is not judging him, his, morally. Okay. Because everybody want to put everybody in a goddamn, what y'all call it, what do y'all call it? Canceling people. What hell, the whole world would be fucking canceled. Okay. I'm talking about his artistry and just him as a person, okay? In terms of his art, that's what's coming up in this reading, all right? Been a lot of madness, okay, in his life, okay, surrounding him. I'm hearing some about folks of ill regard or something like that. I don't know, maybe people might have used him. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just going to say a lot of madness. I am hearing he's sorry for some things that he has done. Okay. Some things that he has shared. Worlds and realms that he has gone into where he had no business. He's made mistakes. Plight, I'm hearing. I'm also hearing plot as well. I don't know. Okay. I'm hearing he's done some wrongs. I don't know why I'm hearing Juilliard. That score didn't say that he went there. Okay, so I don't know what that's all about. All right, let's just keep going. This is like him, like a mad scientist, almost science. Okay. When it comes to his art, his work. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. This is he's looking for growth. Okay, to break down those walls. Okay. Okay. This came here, violence. Okay, so with the madness, he might have experienced a lot of violence, or I don't know. There's been violence there in some way. Okay. Mm. It's like this man is looking for. You see the way he's holding up that bottle, like like he found the key. You know what I'm saying? Or the potion, the serum, the whatever. After so many trials, but bam, here it is. This man is looking for victory. Okay, I want to be victorious. I'm going to be victorious. I'm hearing. Okay, and find the key here. Now, I just heard somebody. I worship me. Okay. All right, and don't nobody have a trip out. Y'all don't heard other people talk about that. Y'all don't heard about Bobby Him and whatnot talk about that. Okay, all right. I'm hearing one more. Okay. Wow, there's that. There it is. It's this deck. Sins of the Ancestors. There's that house again. My grandmother's house. I'm not saying this is my grandmother's house. Just an old house. Just like the dream. With all the many rooms. Okay, let's see what the book says about this. Okay. Sins of the Ancestors. 16. There it is. It came out upright. Okay. The Martins mansion in Lurking Fear, okay, that was a story in the book, okay, was built on generations of corruption and inbreeding. Beneath the house, hordes of deformed creatures breed and multiply, hidden from the sunlight. Like I said, there's a lot within him, okay, depth, real depth, okay, where people may not look at him and think that that is there, okay, depth, mind, knowledge, okay, power, smarts, brilliance, excellence. I'm even hearing, okay, tapped potential that has not been yet tapped into, or if it has been tapped into, it has not been allowed to be free. He has not been allowed to show it, to express. This man, it seemed like I'm not saying he does, but it seemed like he may have a room somewhere. You know how like when Prince, supposedly died, and they found a whole bunch of his music that was never put out to the public. It's like that. I feel like this man could possibly have a room somewhere, or a hidden gem of a room somewhere with all types of work, all types of shit he's written and done, and things that he's explored from the depths of his being and his soul. Okay, but let's see. Upright. The fear is of bad blood, an evil inheritance, bad family karma, an inevitable slide into the same trough as your ancestors. Are you frightened of your inheritance? Do you on some level believe that you have a corrupt inheritance, or do you literally come from bad blood? Does your family have a dark history? Okay, that again. Then I say something about the childhood, his childhood, maybe erased memories, okay, or maybe suppressed memories, okay. But I feel like, how like those tortured people, the stereotype of the tortured artist, okay, whose artistry is it comes from, okay, that type of thing, bad experiences in life, traumas in life, so on and so forth. And some of those artists are like your most profound, what they look at him as the most profound and greatest artist of all time here, okay. And I'm hearing, and he's one, Okay, I'm hearing he went through a lot. Okay, self-esteem issues, I do feel at some point in his life. Hold on, card fell. Okay, but I don't feel like he has them anymore. Okay, he's worked through a lot of pain. I keep hearing that word isolation. That comes up a lot here. Frustration. Okay, maybe because I've dealt with that. Nine of books in reverse. Okay, like I said, this man's mind here is not something that you find in books. Limited, that are limited information, limited knowledge. Okay. All right. And I do feel, in a sense, um, he may not even feel completely, not so much happy. It's not a happy thing. I'm hearing the word corrupt. Okay. That's not what I was trying to say, but I did hear that word. I want to say completely, I'm thinking satisfied or at peace with all that he's done, with all the work that he's done, because I'm hearing like it's not enough. Okay, there's more, there's so much more, but they won't let me, they won't allow me, okay, to express myself, okay, and show the world who I really am. But again, I'm hearing I need people, I need help, I need supporters, people that will support me in my works, in my efforts, in my endeavors, to see me for who I really am, the choices that I've made, and to understand me, okay? It's like to come out of this funk, to come out of this frustration or something like that. I want the world to see, I want the world to know who I really am, okay? And I feel like see his art, his true, art that has not been manipulated, and that has been, told, you give it to us, we're gonna manipulate, you can't say that, you can't show that idea, blah blah blah, that type of thing. All right, that's all I have. Okay, hold on, let me be sure. Okay, I'm asking, is there anything else to be said about him? I'm hearing no. Okay, that's it. All right, I just said it because I had a dream about him. Okay, what's that all about? All right. I hope you all enjoyed that. All right, y'all have a wonderful day. All right, thank you to those who have support my channel. Okay, support me. I sure do appreciate it. You are loved. I am hearing. Okay, and I feel. Okay, you are loved. We are loved. Okay. We worry about these powers that be, these principalities and all that shit. All right. All right. Thank you. Be at peace.